Hello everyone. I, Ms. Bhavna Danesh Munod, welcome you all in Agricultural Development Trust, Shardabai Pawar, Mahila Arts, Commerce and Science College, Sharda Nagar, Baramati. Students, last period we studied in Organization of Commerce and Management regarding board question paper of 80 marks. So it was theoretical paper and 20 marks you will have ABT pattern, that is application based test pattern. So 80 plus 20 is equal to total 100 marks paper you will have. Now, as we have studied in 11th standard, the 11th standard last chapter was management. In that, we have studied children regarding management is what? Getting the things work done by others. Means a boss should let his employee give orders to his employees and the employee should follow the boss. That is getting things work done by others. So, now we are studying 12th standard OCM first chapter, that is principles of management. So you can see the slides now, children. Now the first part regarding principles of management is introduction, as it is a repetition because we have studied management is what? Planning, coordination, controlling, directing and supervising. These all things should come under the management. So in introduction part they have told that management is considered as one of the required sources of business. So to establish coordination between all sources of organization, we should know about management. Therefore management is very important. We have to observe management, and things now management is growing very rapidly, children. It is growing very rapidly. After this, if you can see, there's a picture of Henry Fayol in the PPT. Can you see, children? He is Professor Henry Fayol. Okay. So Professor Henry Fayol, what he is telling? That he is known as the Professor Henry Fayol is known as the father of modern management theory. So he gave a new perception of the concept of management. Who? Professor Henry Fayol. So Professor Henry Fayol was born on 29 July 1841 till 19th November 1925. He was a French mining engineer, children. If you can see, French mining engineer, and the private life of Henry Fayol and his motivation to build a management science. So Henry Fayol is a French mining engineer who built management science. He was a motivator to build management skills. So Henry Fayol is also called as, children, the father of modern management. And he introduced this theory of modern management. He gave a new perception of the concept to the management. He also introduced general theory that can be applied to all levels of management and at every department. So the Henry Fayol's theory is practiced by the managers to organize, regulate the internal activities of an organization. He concentrated on accomplishing managerial efficiency. So what you can see in the three slides, the first one is introduction to principles of management, children. Then we studied about Professor Henry Fayol. He is a French mining engineer, as well as he has built up a management theory, and many modern management is observed by Professor Henry Fayol's theory. Whatever modern management is there, to organize, say, to plan, to control, to execute. So his theory is studied and the modern management works. So we will come to the next point of the chapter, children. We'll go a little bit more deeper that what is Henry Fayol's management theory. So keep in mind there are 14 principles total. It can be asked for long answer, children, that explain Henry Fayol's theory of management. That is 14 principles of management are there according to Henry Fayol, children. 14 principles. So Henry Fayol's management is explained below. The first one is division of work. See, the first one over here is what? Division of work. Now what it tells, that Henry Fayol believed that Segregating work means dividing work in the workforce among the worker will enhance the quality of the product. Similarly, he also conducted that division of work improves productivity, efficiency, accuracy, and speed of the workers. So, this principle is appropriate for both the managerial as well as technical work level. See, the first among the 14 principles of Henry Fayol, we are studying the first principle of Henry Fayol, that is division of work, children. Now, see, division of work means what? Divide the work equally. Now, for example, see, in a class, now there are 80 students in a class, for example. I am your class teacher, for example, just I am telling. I want this thing, a work is given to me that I want to search the best article on anything, say. So, what the class teacher will do? She will tell each and every student to write an article on their own. Means divide. She has divided among 80 students to write their ideas, to write their views. And from that, she will choose the best article and give to the management. This is her task. But what she has done? She has divided among the students. Why? To get the accuracy, to get the quality work. So, your Henry Fayol is telling division of work means what? In the employees, you divide the work equally. What happens when you divide the work equally? The work is proper, it is accurate, it is whatever the employees are doing, they will do with efficiency in production. They will put all the efforts. Why? Because the work is divided equally, and then the quality of the product will come. This is his first rule, first principle, that division of work should be there among the employees. Then the second one, children, is authority and responsibility. Now see, in management there are two key aspects, that is authority facilitates the management to work efficiently, and responsibility makes them responsible for the work done under the guidance of leadership. Now what they have told, authority and responsibility, the second principle. Authority and responsibility, these are two factors related to management. Authority means what? You have given an authority. You have given an authority. Means whatever authority has been given. Now suppose post, authority, class teacher. If a class teacher is there, she has to take the attendance. That is the authority. Then comes responsibility means what? If I have given the task regarding taking attendance regularly, then my responsibility is there. I should complete my work. So authority and responsibility, this facilitates the management work efficiently. So authority is given, means class teacher is your authority. Then what the responsibility of a class teacher is there? First, to take attendance regular of daily students. That is the record she has to maintain. That is her responsibility. Just I am giving an example of class teacher, what she has to do. Authority is what? She has been given class teacher authority. And responsibility means what? What is class teacher's responsibility? First responsibility is to take attendance daily of the students. So this is her responsibility. So these are the two things related to management. Then the third one is, children, discipline. Now see, without discipline, nothing can be accomplished, children. So it is the core value for any project or any management. Good performance and sensible interrelation make the management job easy and comprehensive. So employers' good behavior also helps them smoothly build and progress in their profession and careers. We all know, children, why every time we tell you to be disciplined, to behave well. Discipline is the first thing. When you have discipline in your mind, in your body, you will accomplish your goals, children. Being lazy, can I complete my work? See, I am telling you that I will do this work. Suppose any work will be there, given to you. Any work, say. But if you are lazy, you will tell I'll do tomorrow. You will tell I'll do day after tomorrow. Would it be possible it will be completed? No. When you have discipline in body, when you have discipline in body, that time what is there? Whatever task is given, if you are not lazy, you are disciplined, you will complete that work itself. Immediately when it is given, you will be under that goal that I should complete my work on time. So when you have discipline, you complete your targets. So employees' good behavior also, they have told, it helps in disciplined behavior, good behavior helps in building progress and profession careers also, they get promoted, children. Means with their discipline, say with their good behavior, if an employee's behavior is good, he is very disciplined, behave well, so what he will get? He will get promoted also. With promotion, his salary will also increase. So means his career is also growing very progressively, as well as with maintaining discipline, the production process will also be good and the company will be in profit. So the first three principles of Henry Fayol are what? Division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline. The third one. Now fourth one, come to this fourth one, children, that unity of command. See, unity of command. Now if you can see in this diagram, children, see the green color, what it shows, these are subordinates, and the red color, what it shows, these are superior. So what this diagram tells you, that the superior is coordinating with his commanders or say subordinates one by person. See, subordinates are there and he is communicating with each subordinate, with each separately. So this is the right approach. Means the superior should communicate with the subordinates. That is the right approach, children. Now the next one in the diagram, if you can see, children, that here superiors are two. What they have shown, superiors are two, and only their coordination is, means the green one is what? Subordinate, and these blues, these are wrong messengers. Means see, two superiors are there, two superiors are coordinating with one subordinate and other subordinates which I have made in blue color. You can see over here. See this. These are also subordinates, children. And this is also a subordinate. So this is a wrong approach. Why wrong approach? Because superiors are given orders. Two superiors are there and they are giving orders to every subordinate. That also the subordinate will be confused to whom boss, means who to follow, which boss to follow. One boss will give one order, other boss will give other orders. So the subordinates will be confused which orders to follow. And what in this diagram you can see over here, there is only one subordinate, that is one superior. Subordinates are many, but one boss is there. So one command only they have to follow, so there will be no confusion. So when only one boss is there, it will have right approach. When there are many bosses, it will have wrong approach, children. So unity of command tells us that an employee should have only one boss. Keep in mind, an employee should have only one boss, that we have seen in this diagram. And he has to follow his command. If an employee has to follow more than one boss, there will become a conflict. Conflict means what? Every time there will be a confusion which boss to follow orders, because if I don't follow the other boss orders, he will be angry with him. Now suppose, see, if I am working in a company, I am giving an example, and I have two boss. Now the thing is, one boss tell me, my manager tells me, bring this file to me. Immediately the other boss is calling me and telling, bring one cup coffee to me. Now what I will do? Okay, I am multitasking, I will follow, but one boss cabin is at one first floor, another boss cabin is at second floor. How I will manage the two bosses? Immediately, how can I give cup of coffee and how can I give file to the management? Two managers are there and I am only one employee. What will happen then that time? I will be in distress. I will be in confusion. Whom to follow? So, they are telling that an employee should follow only one boss. If he follows more than one boss, he will be under confusion and there will be misguiding, miscommunication, and the work will also not go smoothly. So the fourth principle of management is what, children? Unity of command. That each employee should know his immediate superior and should receive orders from him only. That is the fourth principle of management. See, keep in mind, we are studying about Henry Fayol's principles of management. There are total 14 principles of management. From this, we have started 4. We have studied 4. Now come to the 5th one, that is unity of direction, children. Now see what it is telling. Unity of direction, it simply states, in simple words, it says that there should be only one head and one plan in every organization. See, whoever is engaged in same activity should have a unified goals. This means all the person working in a company should have one goal and motive which will make the work easier and achieve the set goal easily. This principle states that there should be only one head and one plan in every organization. Now, unity of direction, in simple ways, I will give you an example, children. Now, see, I have a company and I have to make 50 shirts. My target is to make 50 shirts one day. Only I have one day with me, and my target is to make 50 shirts. Now, what I will do? I will call my employees and I will tell them, today you have to work full time, as our plan is to target or to complete 50 shirts. Today we have to deliver the order of 50 shirts. So I am only one boss. I am only having one plan, and I'm directing, I'm guiding them. You have to complete this task. Okay, when I had one plan, I am only the boss in my company. The managers as well as the employees will follow me. But the thing is, if I am working in a company where there are two bosses, two managers, and the other committee is different, that time the employees will not immediately listen to my orders. What they will do? They will wait for the order of the higher command, and then they will start working. So this will be delay in work, and if delay is in work in there, I cannot complete the target of 50 shirts, children. I'm just giving an example. So here what they have told, if you want your work to be successful, unity of direction tells us that there should be only one head, one plan in every organization. One boss, one plan only everyone will follow, and they will complete the target. This is unity of direction. Then the 6th point over here is principle of subordination of individual interest to organizational interest. See, yeah, principle of subordination of individual interest to organizational interest. Now what it tells, that this indicates a company should work unitedly towards the interest of a company rather than their personal interests. Means, see, now suppose I am a boss, rather seeing only my personal profit, rather seeing my only personal interest, I should work for the company, that how company gains profit, rather than only be selfish with me, that only I am thinking of myself. No, you have to think of the company, you have to think of the organization. So principle of subordination of individual interest tells us that don't be selfish, don't think only of yourself. You think of company, you think of organization. You don't only think of your personal interest. So be subordinate to the purpose of organization. This refers to the whole change of command in a company, whole chain. So see, example they have given over here. In every game, the players are always thinking about winning the match, and as a team rather than the individual records. For example, see a very good example. Now IPL are there, children. You must have been seeing IPL cricket matches. So one example, if I tell you that cricket matches, great example regarding management, is a teamwork. Does every player think of his own record to complete? No, he will only do the century, whatever happens with the team. No, what they have in the 11 players, all the 11 players have a target in mind, that their thing, whatever their team is there, it should win. They have that target in mind and they work according to that. So that is called as principle of subordination of individual interest to organizational interest. Means they are working for a team. All the cricket players are playing for their team, not only for their self performance. No one will tell you, no, I am not getting the catch, I will not get the catch, or I will not do any fielding. Why should I do? Because my name will not be there, the team will be there, or the captain's name will be appreciated. No, that time that selfish thinking is not there on the ground during cricket matches. The only one thing, the one goal every player of the cricket team has in mind, that their team should win. That is called as organizational teamwork, children. They are team should win. Best example regarding principles of subordination of individual interest to organizational interest. Now the 7th point, children, is centralization. Now in any company, the management or any authority responsible for the decision making process should be neutral. However, this depends upon, they have told, regarding size of an organization. So Henry Fayol stressed on the point that there should be a balance between the hierarchy and division of power. So according to this principle, there must be a proper balance between centralization and decentralization in the organization. Centralization and decentralization means what, children? Whatever company you have and whatever decision the boss takes, it should be neutral, normal decision. See, whenever, suppose now, example, in this pandemic period, practical example, and you also observe. Now, if a company, whether it is in profit or loss, or whether the company, say, the employees are very need, they want this job, they want the salary. But in this pandemic, when the government has taken a decision that lockdown should be there, the company should be closed, that is a normal decision. So every manager will not go and fight against government, because why? Everyone knows that life safety is more. We should secure everyone's life. So boss, in the normal decision, will give the orders that the company will be closed in this pandemic period due to lockdown. So this is a normal decision taken by the boss. Neutral. Why? Because life saving is also more important of employees. Okay, with the boss knows that there will be loss of employees, loss of production, the company may be in loss, but this decision has to be taken during this pandemic period. Everyone knows. So they have told that centralization and decentralization of the organization depends upon the size. Means whatever the decision boss will take, it will be dependent upon regarding the situation, whatever the environment is demanding, whatever nature is demanding from them. According to that thing, the centralization decision will be taken, and whatever the boss will take the decision related to the company, it will be neutral, children. It will be neutral. So see, now in this topic, or say in this period, we have studied related to principles of management. We have started regarding Henry Fayol's 14 principles of management. So 14 principles of management we are studying. In that we studied today division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, principle of subordination of individual interest to organizational interest, and centralization. 7 points we have studied in this period. In short, I will tell what we have studied regarding introduction of management is what? It is a factor of production, and it thinks about organizing, controlling, coordinating, and staffing. These are functions of management. Then we studied about Henry Fayol, that he is a French engineer, but everyone, modern management follows Henry Fayol's 14 principles of management. So we are studying about this division of work. What it tells, divide equally the work among the employees to get good quality work. Then the second one is authority and responsibilities are two things related to management. So you have to follow responsibility, and you have to be an authorized person for that. Then the third one is discipline. If you are disciplined, if you are good in work, your career will improve. Then fourth is unity of command, means what? Only one boss. Any employee in a company or any employee in an organization should follow only one boss. Then only the work can be smoothly, and there will be a mental peace. Then fifth one is unity of direction. So there should be only one head, one plan, so that the employees can follow. That is unity of direction. Then subordination, that is principle of subordinate of individual interest to organizational interest. That means what? Best example they have given of cricket team, that don't be selfish. Whatever teamwork is there, you have to give your best to make your organization more profitable. So example of cricket team you can consider over here. And the seventh one is centralization, means what? Whenever the boss, say, takes decision, whatever happens related to the surrounding, related to the environment, any natural pandemic is there, any natural calamities is there, something is there, loss is there, if the boss cannot provide everyone's demand, that time the boss should take into mind all the factors and take a decision which will be normal, neutral. So this is centralization. Now, in the next period, children will study about remaining points of Henry Fayol's principles of management. Thank you, children.